Hello, my name is Dr. Chieza and I am here in the Your Health and Your Hair Matters campaign. I am the doctor and also medical director of this project. It is an Abalone Trust charity project sponsored by Time for You. We are providing free health screenings across Chatham High Street in barbershops and hair salons. And we are testing for hypertension, diabetes, and we are also doing BMI checks. We started this project to address some of the health inequalities and inaccessibilities, as well as addressing some of the medical misinformation in our community. Healthcare disparities can prevent individuals from receiving early treatment, which can affect the course of their disease. Hypertension and diabetes are more prevalent in the Black minority ethnic group, putting them more at risk for complications such as stroke, blindness, and many others. Yet, these are diseases that are very, very easy to treat and test for if caught early. Did you know that it is estimated that 1 in 4 adults in the UK right now have hypertension? 1 in 9 adults are pre-diabetic, and 1 million people in England are living undiagnosed with diabetes. 70% of type 2 diabetes can be prevented and managed well with early lifestyle changes and early diagnosis. So this is why this campaign is very, very important, because we're trying to catch it in the early stages before any complications start to arise. These diseases are quite silent, so you often don't even feel it in your body when you have hypertension and diabetes until sort of the later stages when the complications start to arise. By screening people, we help to decrease the risk of secondary complications and secondary intervention. And by educating our community, we help to increase their adherence to medication and lifestyle changes. When you come in to visit us, you will be greeted by lovely members of our staff who will take a brief and anonymous history from you. We will then test your BMI, which stands for Body Mass Index. This means we will check your weight versus your height, and we'll also check your waist circumference. This will tell us if you're underweight, normal, healthy weight, if you're overweight or obese. We'll also then take your blood pressure measurements, and this will tell us if you're hypertensive or at risk for hypertension. After that, we will take your blood sugar levels, as well as the time that you last ate, and this will give us an idea of how well your body can manage your blood sugar levels, and if you are diabetic, pre-diabetic, or if your blood sugar levels are within normal range. We have graphs that will tell us and the staff what to do, visual representation, for patients to follow along and interpret their results. We also have a QR code at the back that patients can scan to give us feedback on how we did, so we can improve with each check. We've been running this project since the beginning of September, and it will be running for 8 weeks. So come in, get your health checked. Let's protect our health, one health check at a time. Today, we are going to take you around each of our barbershops and hair salons that we're working in, as well as the hair product shops. And we are also going to let you speak to members of the staff and see us in action. Always remember, your hair and your health matters. Hello, welcome to Your Hair and Your Health Matters campaign. We are here with
Steve. Personal trainer into fitness.
So, when we talk about fitness and health, how much exercise would you say someone should get per week to stay fit?
I think on average we encourage that people should train at least 3 times. At least 3 times. The intensity or the how long depends with how fit you are. So let's say you're just starting the fitness journey. So we talk about at least 30 minutes. You know, going up to 1 hour. If you can do that at least 3 times a day, going up to 5 times a week. Yeah, I think that's the beginning of your journey. You know. it all depends with what's your intention.
Yeah. And would you say there are specific types of exercises you would recommend that will help you be more fit, or any type of exercise is good for you?
I think cardio is always important. You know, it raises your heart rate. So we do encourage that. So it could be walking, could be jogging, it could be running, but it all depends again with how fit you are. But in whatever you do in terms of cardio, as long as you raise your heart rate in your exercises, yeah, you see a lot of benefits.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And why would you say that physical activity is important?
I think physical activity is quite important, especially once you get above the age of 30. Once you get up to you reach the age of 30, we tend to lose about 3 to 8% of muscle mass per 10 years. Once you reach 60, it's even worse. You know, it's all downhill. So our biggest enemy is muscle loss. So if we're able to counter that by resistance training, physical training, you will see the benefits as you get older.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's quite important that even if you are into running or jogging, that you also do resistance training in addition as well, because it's important that we maintain our muscle mass.
Yeah, thank you for that insight. So what advice would you give to somebody who struggles to stay fit, especially when they have chronic diseases such as hypertension, diabetes? They struggle to find the motivation to actually get up and do these exercises.
Yeah. So I've been in the fitness industry for a long period of time. I've had injuries where I've felt depressed and stuff like that. But the thing that has helped me, and that what I think really helped, is to have a training partner. And being disciplined. We're moving away from being motivated. You don't need to be motivated, because motivation can work one day, the next day doesn't work. But if you're disciplined in what you do, and you've got goals and targets, and above all, if you've got a training partner, there's no better motivator than that. Because it's not every day that you feel like training, or exercising, but the fact that you got somebody you don't want to disappoint, that's kind of your biggest motivator.
Yeah.
So in short, you gotta have goals, you gotta have targets, and above all, if you can, get a training partner. But if you can't, stick to your goals and your targets is what will push you forward. Because we can move away from, we live in a world where for every ailment we are given pills. You know, some of the illnesses we have, we don't need pills. We just need to exercise.
So, Steve, based on your experience, what would you say is the key to balancing fitness, health, diet, and mental health?
Whoa, that's I think, again, it all goes back to what you're doing it. You know, if you can answer the question why, it's easy to be able to balance all those things. You know, if it's because you want to lose weight, or you want to look bulky, or you want to bulk up, or it's because your doctor has told you to do so, you gotta want it. I think the key to that question is it's gotta be intentional. You gotta desire to do it. Because, for instance, I train about 6 times a week.
Wow.
You know, I don't feel forced, and it's not every day that I enjoy it. But from doing that, the key is the person you become. And most importantly, change begins or starts from within. I know people go to the gym and say, but if you're going to the gym for 5 years, no biceps or no triceps. But it's about the person you become inside, how you feel. You start feeling good before people can even see the outside results. So it's. I know most people become. They just feel demotivated because they don't quickly see the results. But the key is, how do you feel inside? So change begins from inside, and then it comes out. By the time it comes to your mental health, it gives you that confidence, you know, that people might not see, but you feel it. You know how you feel. You wake up one day, or every day you wake up, you just feel better than the previous day. You know? So the key is, we should be able to know. We should be able to answer the question why. what are the reasons, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
The path becomes smooth.
Amazing. And last question, I wanted to know, do you have any tips for someone trying to maintain a healthy, balanced diet?
Yeah, so in terms of a balanced diet, that's quite, it's a broad term. We are different, cultures and stuff like that, but the most important thing is what's your intention when you're going to the gym. So because we go to the gym for different reasons. Some people want to lose weight, some people want to gain weight, some people want to tone up. So let's say if, in terms of losing weight, we need to cut a bit of carbs, so it's all about playing with the calories, so we put in less and we take out a lot, right? So I'm not one of those who tell you that cut them out completely. No, you still need carbs, but increase on your protein intake. And in your training regime, try to use what we call HIIT, high intensive training. That helps you in terms of losing more calories than what you are taking in. But above all, you also need a routine. You need to have a routine that's realistic. Just because somebody is going to the gym 5 days a week does not mean it will work for you. It might be 3 days. Stick to that. It might be 4 days. Stick to that. In terms of diet as well, what I tend to do is on weekends I prep my food for the whole week, put it in the freezer. So that helps with my routine as well. So I don't have to cook every day. So even if I'm going wherever I'm going, as weird as it sounds, I tend to take some of my food with me. So that helps me to stay away from takeaways. And I hear people come up with all sorts of reasons in terms of where I am, there's no health food. Carry on. Cook over the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, spend that time cooking. That will help you as well to stay on your, whether you're losing weight or whether you're gaining, but it helps you to eat health food. It helps you to eat balanced diet. Yeah, so I think for us mainly within the fitness industry, protein is number one. Carbs, you can cut or increase them depending with whether you're losing or gaining weight.
Thank you. That was very, very insightful. And actually, a high BMI, which is high body mass index, is linked directly to hypertension and diabetes. So having advice from a fitness instructor on how to lose the weight if you do need to lose it, what healthy and realistic ways to go about it is really, really helpful. Thank you. Do you have anything final to say before we close?
Your hair and your health matters.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Dr. Chieta. I am the doctor and also medical director of this campaign. I am here with...
My name is Dr. Remy, and I work as a GP locally, and I'm also working in this wonderful project.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Why have you chosen to be part of this project, Your Hair and Your Health Matters campaign?
Oh, well, thank you for that question. I mean, it's a very interesting project because it speaks volumes for itself. And I joined basically because I'm very passionate about our health basically, and especially some of the health inequalities that are out there just because of some certain ways, socioeconomic status, gender, and all those things. So I'm participating in this project because I know that this is a means by which we can reach people that would not normally come to seek help until things go bad. So and it's quite very interesting, especially the demographic, the kind of people we're fishing out, the kind of ways in which we're able to touch them. It's really fulfilling for me.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, as a GP, how would you explain hypertension to us, and what would you say are common symptoms that people should look out for?
Thank you. So, the basic definition of hypertension is, simply put, your heart begins to work harder than normal because it's got something, a greater pressure in your tubes, in your blood vessels to overcome. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So it's just getting, and the truth about hypertension is that it's quite silent. You don't usually get the symptoms until things are getting bad, you know, and it can cause a lot of complications. So simply put, to your question, is the heart working extra hard to do its job. That's basically it.
Thank you. And when they do eventually become symptomatic, because you said that's happened sort of at a later stage, what type of symptoms would they get?
So, well, thank you for that question again. Before I talk about your question, so simply put, we've talked about what hypertension is. I would like to delve a bit about some of the risks that can, you know, predispose us to hypertension. For example, simple things like your color, your race. You know, some people are just generally more predisposed, and that's where this campaign comes in, because we've situated it in places where those races would normally go. All right. So being black, for example, being from Asian subcontinent puts you at risk. Your diet puts you at risk sometimes. Your weight, your lifestyle. Are you exercising more than usual? Are you exercising? I mean, basic exercising, diet, salt intakes, your lifestyle choices, smoking, alcohol, and finally, something that we all are partakers of: stress. You know, you can't really. I've not seen any adult that is not going through any stress or the other. You know, whether you're emigrating, migrating, choosing a new career. So all these things are bound, and some of them you cannot change. And that's why it's always important to be aware of it. Be aware that, oh, I've got to look after my body to chase that career, to chase that plan, whatever it is I want to achieve. I need my body to go along with me. So back to your question of symptoms. Like you said, it's a silent killer. But most people would generally have headaches, you know, just this, you know, headaches that you've never really had before. You find that you're getting a bit more tired, sometimes out of breath, sometimes chest pain, palpitations, like you haven't exercised, but you're finding you're struggling, and it's just like I'm more aware, or you're just feeling faint, you know. It's just like when I try to get up from, when I try to do something, I just find I'm not functioning as I should. Then you should go and go and see your doctor, or buy a simple machine, you know, or go to the NHS website and just ask those questions. I think just be aware of your health. Like this campaign goes, your hair and your health. You know, just be aware that, okay, my body is trying to tell me something. And I always tell, you know, most people, you're not an expert on your health. You might be an expert. Everybody has their expertise. But there's some people designated to help you, and when you ask the right questions, you get the right answers, and you won't be misdirected. So, you know, that's it.
Thank you very much. I'm sure that has helped a lot of people that may be feeling those symptoms, or maybe think that there's only a problem when it's too late and they're already getting these headaches and feeling faint and everything that you're saying. But actually, it's important to get tested in the earlier stages, while it's still silent.
Exactly.
Thank you. So my next question for you is on diabetes. What is diabetes, and what common symptoms do you find in diabetes?
Yes, thank you. Diabetes is a disease that has to do with sugar. Basically, that's the lamest. But a lot of people once you tell them sugar, like, oh, I don't eat sugar now. I don't eat sugar. I don't eat chocolate. I don't eat biscuits. You know, it's more than that, because we found that most of the things we eat eventually get converted to sugar. You know, like your cassava, your fufu, your salsa. You know, most of it eventually get, you know, broken down. And diabetes is all about how your body responds to the sugar. Is it responding appropriately? Do you have enough hormones to deal with it? All right, so that's just basically what diabetes is about. And once this balance is outstretched, then you begin to get symptomatic. It means that your body can no longer help you absorb that sugar. You know, it's not able to go to your liver properly, it's not going to go to your brain to give you energy that you need. All right, and that sugar becomes excreted. You know, it's not actively taken where it should be. Then it just lays about. It lays about in your urine, it lays about in your eyes, it lays about in your heart, within your vessels, and that's how it causes all its own problems. So when you start getting tired, just, you know, like I said, your body would always tell you, you know, it tells you little, it gives you that information. Something is not just right, and you need to pay attention to your body. So you start feeling tired, you start feeling thirst, you know, you find I'm drinking more than usual, you know, or you start passing urine a lot. Okay, for instance, you're waking up at night more than usual, you're peeing more than usual. You can't even hold, you know, a young person, you can't go on a trip, you can't drive for 30 minutes without finding the next toilet. You know, get yourself checked out. You're losing weight, you know, get yourself checked out. Your body is trying to tell you something, or your eyesight, you know. So please pay attention to these cues, or better still, that's why we are here, trying to help you check. You know, just pop by to your GP, you know, once a year or twice a year, just get checked, you know, and these are ways by which your body tells you. So
thank you very much. So while you've been working on this project, have you noticed anything striking?
Oh my gosh, yes, I have, and the trend is striking. High blood pressure. I've noticed that we found a lot of people that are very, very significantly, in fact, fearfully hypertensive. Either they don't know, or they are not compliant with their medications, and they are not even aware of some of the things that can happen. You know, the gravity of the urgency, and that's what I find really, really scary. All right, because recently you find a lot of immigration into the UK, and the people that are immigrating, they're almost like starting from the scratch. So these are kind of people that put their health at the back burner. All right, they come to the barbers, they'll see us, yes, that's why this project is good, but they would ignore every other thing. They will do rigorous night shifts to meet their career goals, family goals, and neglect that basic health. So I found that we've been able to help in our own little way to tell them about it, you know, because they trust us with their confidence. They trust us with the advice we're giving them. You know, we encourage them, and sometimes we've directed a couple to the emergency room, you know, just pointing them in the right direction and getting them to think, changing the narrative for them. Like, you don't know your health. You're not an expert. Don't rationalize. Don't think it's, no, I didn't sleep well. No, just get checked and get noticed on time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Remy has been an amazing GP here every Saturday, but also on call during the week. We have seen a lot of striking cases. We've seen, like you said, a lot of people at risk for sudden cardiac death, a lot of people that have, you know, hypertensive crisis sort of levels. They've been diagnosed a long time ago, but they're not really adhering to their medication because of a lack of information about their own condition. So being able to educate them and, you know, fill in the gaps has really made them care more about their own health and go get that checked. So we're very happy and very grateful to have you on the team.
Honestly, it's my pleasure, and thank you for all you do. Thank you for all the team members. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything left you want to say, or?
So, once again, your hair and your health matters. Get checked. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, we are here at the Your Health and Your Hair Matters campaign. I am here with...
You're here with Jonah. I'm an ophthalmic nurse practitioner. and I'm excited to be here to give back to the community. I feel this is a noble idea where we are here to educate our community in terms of their health, because their health matters. So I think that's an important thing, a noble idea that Abalone Trust is doing. So I'm excited to be here to take part in this project.
Thank you so much for joining us. So seeing as you are in the ophthalmology field, we're going to ask you some eye-related questions on hypertension and diabetes.
Yes.
So from your experience and your expertise, how would you say hypertension and diabetes affect the eye?
Yes, a lot of people don't seem to be able to associate diabetes or hypertension with eyes. But hypertension, it really does affect eyes. If you imagine, the eye is a delicate part of the body. It has got tiny blood vessels. So the higher your blood pressure is, it puts a lot of strain on your blood vessels in the eye, at the back of the eye, which can cause the eye to bleed at the back of the eye in the retina, which we call hypertensive retinopathy. That can cause your vision to be poor because of high blood pressure. Also the same thing with diabetes. It's the same thing, that as your blood sugars become very high, it will damage those tiny little vessels at the back of the eye, which can bleed, leak fluid, and all these things will cause poor sight. So it is very, very important for people to think about their eye health, that they go for regular checks with their optometrist. Yearly checks are highly recommended for people to avoid their eyes from deteriorating, getting poor. I think what people need to remember, the world, the beautiful world we see today, it is informed through our vision, through our sight. If you imagine losing your vision, that is going to be terrible. So I will encourage people to see their opticians, to have their vision checked.
Thank you so much for your advice. Lastly, I'll just ask you, what type of symptoms might people experience if they do have hypertension and diabetes affecting the eyes specifically?
Sometimes they can have blurred vision, or they will just start to see that their vision is going down. So if you have those signs in terms of seeing that your vision is going down or blurred vision, then you just need to seek help, to go see your optometrist. There are so many optometrists these days in the high street who can do an eye test and do a scan, which is now commonplace with most opticians. Then they can see what is going on. If you need a referral to the hospital, then they will send you to the hospital.
Awesome, thank you. Is there anything else you want to say?
All I can say is it's important for all of us to have regular checks with our doctors, your general practitioner, your optician. This is very important because most of us, we don't visit our doctors. We only wait until we are very sick to seek help. But by the time we go to see our GP, our doctor, or the optician, sometimes we are late. So I would highly recommend people to go and see opticians, optometrists, general practitioners yearly. You will do no wrong, and that's helpful. So that would be my advice.
Thank you.
So lastly, what I would say, your hair and your health matters.
Hello, welcome. We are here at Cleopatra's Beauty Spot and Solly's Hair and Beauty. These are two of the shops that we're operating in for free healthcare screening. We are actually open right now. Come through if you are in the Chatham High Street. If you see us, any member of our team, come through and get some free healthcare screenings. We're open Monday to Saturday from September to end of October. So come in, get checked. Your hair and your health matters.
Hi.
Thank you for coming in. This is your shop, to be fair. So.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
We're gonna do your BMI, your blood pressure, and your blood sugar levels.
Yeah.
So, do you know what hypertension is? Do you know what diabetes is?
Yes, very familiar with it.
What is it?
So the glucose level in your blood is diabetes, and I think hypertension is the sort of like high blood pressure. So when your pressure is sort of higher than normal, I think you have a range. Women have a range, men have a range. I think women is between 120/70 or 80 or something like that. I think.
So you're along the right lines for both, actually. Like you said, glucose. I love the fact that you said the word glucose because a lot of people don't know glucose and sugar is the same thing.
Yes.
So your blood sugar levels, diabetes is when you can't control it.
Right.
So there's this hormone that's produced by a pancreas called insulin, and it makes sure that everything is within the right range. So after you eat, after you drink, or if you've been fasting for maybe like 2-3 days, it makes sure it's not too low, it's not too high, everything's in the right range. So in type 1 diabetes, your body doesn't produce any insulin, and that's when for treatment they just give them the insulin injection straight away to just substitute that insulin. Whereas type 2, you become resistant to the insulin. You'll see on the posters and stuff, it says if you're black and over 25, you're more at risk for type 2 diabetes. So in that case, for treatment, we normally give medications. Insulin is sort of the last resort because your body is still producing it, just not being received as it should be. Okay, so we'll do your blood pressure.
Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So funny, this actual sort of outreach that you're doing here is phenomenal.
Thank you.
In terms of me speaking to different clients that I have. And even to, as I said, this morning I was speaking to a man. He hasn't been to the doctors for about 4 years, so he have no idea about his blood pressure and stuff like that because he can't get an appointment. And as you know, Wednesday you saw another client again, 2 years haven't been because he can't get an appointment. So the mere fact that they have this service, that at least you can get some guidance or you have an idea of your sort of basic sort of kit, indicators is amazing. Really, really good.
Thank you.
Really, really good.
You're also doing so much in the healthcare field and in the charity.
But a beautiful combination this is. But to come out and meet the people, because again, appointments are so difficult to get, and if you can't get the appointment, but you come into them and providing the service, it's fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Because at least you're getting some indicators.
Yeah, exactly. Before it's too late as well. So, I'm gonna put the blood pressure machine on. You know how it goes. It's gonna be super tight, and then it's gonna get loose again. Try not to move or talk. Consistently high, and why don't you go get checked? And go we can't find anybody to check us for months. So I think that people know about the waiting times and they just don't even try sometimes because they've just given up in the system. So if there's somewhere quick and easy, you can help them prevent something catastrophic.
But then getting the checks is one thing, but is the aftercare in terms of, as I said, if it's high, what do we do next? As I said, you can call the emergency department for send them to A&E or something. But it's also very challenging.
I'm just going to take your blood sugar level.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little prick, I think. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I'm just going to squeeze to get some of that out. But yeah, actually, it was funny because what you were saying the other day, the conversation that we were having, in terms of like people feeling like when you go to the doctors, you give them, they're giving you, sorry, if you just put your finger this way so that it doesn't like drift off. You're giving them the disease, so they would rather not know. Literally the same thing Femi was saying was happening to her, like continuously in these clinics. They're like, if we get checked, you're gonna give us something, and it's like, no.
Yeah,
we just want to help
and not just give, but it's also, you know, the fact that if something is wrong, you're not going to even try to help me in any event, because at the end of the day, they're going to be like, do you know what? The organ's viable. Do you know what I mean? The other parts of are viable.
When was the last time you ate? Or drank something?
I had a brownies about half an hour ago.
Okay, so this is fine.
Yeah.
It's 6.1.
Yeah.
It's basically between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
But after 2 hours of not eating, so 6.1 is perfectly normal. Yeah. Mine was 6.3 yesterday after.
So yes.
Okay, wonderful. Do you have any questions?
No, not really. As I said, the only thing I was thinking about, as I said, is having this, you know, for long term. I think it will be really super beneficial, because the more and more I speak to people, as you say, collecting the data. So the more and more I speak to people, it's like, I can't get an appointment, I don't have the time, But when you can come and meet them in somewhere, to make the time to come and get the hair done or to go to the barbers. So this is fantastic, because then while they're here, you know, coming and sit down with you for 5 minutes is fantastic once it works.
Hello, my name is F1 equivalent Dr. Oluwanifemi, and I'm here under Your Health and Your Health Matters campaign. We are essentially bringing healthcare to the community in areas where we believe that the community may not be accessing healthcare. And, you know, hospitals can be a bit of a daunting environment, so we decided that we wanted to bridge the gap in between the community and hospitals, and the community and accessing healthcare. And we decided to do this by screening for some of the most common diseases that actually plague our community, namely hypertension and diabetes. And a massive part of why I wanted to be on this campaign is that one of my biggest motivations for studying medicine was how I can be a vessel in my community. And I believe that knowledge is your power. So by educating our community on the things that affect us, we empower our community. And that is something incredibly important to me.
Hello, my name is Olufumilayo, Surely Hair and Beauty. Your Hair and Health Matter campaign is a great one. The service is very nice, because customers really get a lot from it, and they actually wish it could continue. Personally, I've gained a lot from it. The doctors are very good. I realized certain things, and sincerely, they told me to see the GP. They advised me on what to do, which I did, and it really worked. So thank you very much for the program.
Oh, hi, my name is Tara Ebenezer. So today we are at Lagos, and this is where, as you can see, this is our stationary area where we're going to be doing our free health screening. So behind we've got all the barbers, working around and stuff. And usually when people come in, as you can see, on that side there's the door, so it's much easier for us to, you know, get people to come in and, you know, get that free health screening. So as you can see, this is our stationary area. So the impact has been big, where we had so many testimonies from people who haven't visited the GP or the hospital in over 3-4 years. So having this has been very impactful, mainly in the black minorities. So one last thing I would like to say is your health and your hair matters.
Hello, I'm the owner of the Lagos Beauty Base. Yeah, I've seen the program more interesting so far. It brings more about the awareness of health and well-being, and which has been a good one to our customers and our clients, and to the premises as well. So we are looking for more anyways. I'm here and my health matters a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, hi, my name is Zelche, and I'm saying that I'm happy to actually have these guys have this project done in my premises, and it has really benefited a lot of my clients, and some of them actually said that having it here have made them not to actually be aware of their health, because some people don't really go to doctors, but when they come, we actually tell them, yeah, there is a health check, free health check going on at the back of the lounge, so they go and get it done, and then they're quite happy. For me, I think this is really impactful to our community. The knowing your blood sugar and knowing if there is any health issues that you have is really important, because we don't really actually go and check ourselves. So I actually like what Mr. Adam Mumpai have actually done with the project. What I want to say is, if this can actually happen more often, because there are other people that need to be aware that they actually carry out this free health check. And I see many people walking in without actually coming to get service from us, but they just come for this service. So I think we should make more people aware that they can actually get their health checks done free, for them to be aware of any illness that could impact their health. To remind you that your hair and your health matters.
Hello, hi, I'm Adam Mapani. I'm a trustee board member for Abalone Trust, which is an international eye health charity registered here in the UK. We have done some work, socially impact driven, in 2021, and over many years we've also done some work in Africa, impacting on lives on those underserved or marginalized group in our society. We've been involved with eye camps, we've also been involved with screening in places such as Zimbabwe and elsewhere in Kenya. So it's a real pleasure to be part of this Your Head, Your Health Matters. Following our another success campaign, so during COVID in 2021, we worked collaboratively with the Power to Change, where we received a fund to promote diabetes and eye health in the global majority communities of Black minority ethnic groups, where we reached out to a number of people, including barbershops, in church settings, places of worship, vegetable supermarkets, and so forth. With Your Hair and Your Health Matters. So why Your Hair and Your Health Matters? In 2024, we felt as a board of trustees that we would like also to make any impact in the same community, but this time around working with barbers and hairdressers. So Your Hair and Your Health Matters is a subject matter quite close to my heart. In part of my ambassadorial role as an NHS diabetes prevention program, we have been privilegedly working in raising diabetes prevention and delays in Black minority ethnic groups. Also as a clinical leader in ophthalmology, we have worked for more than 21 years. We've seen some of the catastrophic impact complications of diabetic eye-related complications, which can result in blindness. So your hair and your health matters in the sense that when people come for haircut and ladies come to get their hair done by their respective hairdressers, everyone wants to look good. And the fact that we all want to look good, we should also not forget about the health, because both the hair and the health matters. So it's an opportunity as well when you're sitting in barbers and in hair salons to just do a reflection about health. I was also equally inspired in the barber shop that I've been coming for nearly 10 years in Deutsche B, where I've listened to some of the conversations whilst I'm waiting for my haircut, and also listening to the stories that are equally inspiring about health. Some of the conversation concerning in the sense that information is not quite clinically right and not supported by evidence. But in some social settings, I think this is a place where you can have trust, where there could be built social relationships, and where we can also safely say that in our community, people are more likely, men in particular, to visit their barber very regular often than seeing healthcare related professionals. So in that same context, I saw that as an opportunity where we can launch diabetes and other health-related conditions such as blood pressure, working in these settings to promote prevention and delays for these conditions. We know that there's about 4.3 million living with diabetes in the UK, and there's 1 million that are missing without a formal clinical diagnosis of diabetes. So the missing 1 million, it could be a real challenge, because when they present, somehow they present with some form of complications, which could be either eye complications, kidney complications, heart-related complications, which become so difficult either to treat, where complications may be developed as well. There is impact on quality of adjusted life years. So prevention being better than cure, we felt that diabetes and hypertension, the two main conditions, which are also quite prominent in our community, could be the subject of highlight in raising health education, disease awareness, health promotion in our community. So this project, I'm so grateful that we have managed to get it going in partnership with Time for You. We have been generous in allocating funds for us through their corporate social responsibility arm in getting screening in barbershops and hair salons. So we have launched this across 4 barbershops here in Chatham High Street in Medway, Deutsche B, Solis, Cleopatra and Lagos. We've also been working collaboratively with hair product shops in the same high street, and super grateful for the team behind the success, the execution and the implementation of this vision. The doctors, the nurses, the support team, the technical team, project management team, and colleagues like Chieza, who has been coordinating the whole direction of the travel of this initiative. We've also had GPs in our teams, fitness trainers, diabetes nurse consultants. We've had colleagues from different, all sorts of angles in medicine to support it. So super grateful for all the wonderful colleagues. So where we are at, having screened quite a number of people and having also documented some of the early findings in supporting future interventions, and also in making advisory support to policymakers, we hope this pilot study will inform future practice. We also hope that this study will also be part of many consecutive efforts in public health in looking at health-related interventions in community settings such as barbershops and hair salons. We are also very equally grateful for the barbers themselves, who have been equally inspirational from the onset, the hairdressers that we've worked with, their support teams in various settings. So the impetus for this project really, if I reflect over many years, we started having this conversation with my very own barber here in Deutsche B, where we were looking at social impact, something that is quite close to my heart, working on projects that can impact in the community. So I'm glad that this has finally come to fruition after many discussions at all different levels. I'm also equally grateful that it's not one of those projects that we are looking at academic qualification or getting to publish reports, put something in literature. This is something that has got real life impact on the community, on the society, something that is also going to change lives. We've also had some of the stories from some of the clients in these settings, or those who visit barbershops, or those who visit their hairdressers in hair salons, some of the challenges that they potentially face in accessing care. And hopefully the small contribution that we've had is also part of the solution that can be considered in the future in supporting community-related interventions. Thank you. Hey guys, your hair and your health matters. Come and get checked in any one of the barbershops here in Chatham in Medway, where you can get your blood pressure checked, where you can get your blood sugar checked, where you can also get free health-related information on lifestyle changes that can make you have better life, quality of life in this part of your day-to-day living. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this recording, and hopefully you'll make the next step to come in and get checked.